Welcome to movie night. I am your old pal Bernie. I've gone all the way to East Van to visit with my good friend, the vivacious and talented Tayler. Welcome, Tayler.
How are you, darling?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. I am stoked to watch this gem of cinema.
I am as well. I'm ready to watch a golden classic here tonight.
Yes.
But first, some refreshments. So let's venture to the bar. I was told that Alberta is no longer buying BC wines.
Yeah.
I guess if Alberta doesn't want it, we have to drink it. For red, we have something from Vintage Inc.
Ooh, I like the bottle.
Whiskey barrel aged red. And for a white option, I went with Mac and Fitz. It's apparently classy and smart-assy.
Oh, so like me.
We have these lovely Halloween glasses. One thing to know about Tayler is that for her, it is Halloween all the time.
Hashtag every day is Halloween.
Tayler is a huge fan of bad movies. She's one of the few people that I know who actually owns her own VCR.
I do.
So I thought she would be a perfect guest on this show. I know that you're very into horror movies, and so I've found a movie which caught my eye. I think this actually came from a collection which I purchased from Black Dog Video, a local place here in Vancouver. Fantastic place. They have a couple of locations. One of the few places where you can actually rent movies. I found this little gem. It's the movie we're going to watch tonight, Mirror of Death. Tayler,
yes.
You have the honors. Would you tell us all about Mirror of Death?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the deadliest of them all? Sarah, a victim of her boyfriend Bobby's verbal abuse and physical battering, seeks a solution to her unhappiness in an occult book that contains the secrets of burning candles for health, wealth, beauty, and love. In front of her dressing room mirror, with candles aglow, Sarah begins a blood-curdling ritual. She sees a ravishing reflection. Within seconds, a transformation beyond Sarah's wildest dreams has occurred. Inside this beauty soul dwells the hideous evil spirit of an Egyptian queen, Empress Sura. Sarah has unknowingly released a spiteful shadow that possesses her mind, body, and soul. Sarah's innocent wish is to become a spine-chilling nightmare.
I'm going to need another glass of wine by the time you
I was just going to say, is this like the entire movie's plot? Also, Sura and Sarah. That's not going to get real confusing real fast.
Names. So Sarah is the name of the
girl,
character.
And Sura is the name of the evil spirit of the Egyptian queen.
I wonder if that's why she gets possessed, because the Egyptian queen is like, hey!
Freed from centuries of banishment, Empress Sura unleashes her pent-up supernatural fury, manipulating Sarah, her human marionette. Wow, English, good at it.
Me fail English? That's impossible.
The first victim is Bobby, who is devoured limb by limb, then crushing Hollywood barrooms and night spots. Barrooms? Barrooms. Is barrooms one word?
In the comments below, is it bar-room or barrooms?
At night spots, Empress Sarah, using Sarah's alluring new look, steals unsuspecting men's hearts with bare blood-stained hands. Now in possession of a complete human soul, Empress Sura lustfully smirks upon her bloody kills and reclaims her lost crown as Queen of Hell on Earth. How long will Empress Sura reign? That's it. That's the end.
But okay, so it's a woman who's being abused by her husband. She burns some candles?
She burns some candles and then basically somehow in front of the mirror summons an evil spirit who possesses her.
Okay, and then she goes on a murderous rampage.
Which I would assume using this fabulous negligee that she's wearing in the front row cover. English!
That's impossible.
I don't know how low budget this is going to be.
Well, I don't know why would you think it's low budget?
I'm wondering how effective the gore is going to be in this movie. Because it's sure talking up a big game on the back.
I have nothing but high expectations.
So there's the description. We can't tell anything more from the box, so we're going to have to just watch this thing and...
we're just going to jump on right in.
Jump right in. All right.
I'm excited.
We will see you on the other side.
Hi, Carol. This is Napoleon. Is there any calls for me? Well, I was going to pay for it, April.
Good night, Napoleon.
We just watched Mirror of Death.
Damn it, Sarah, you are becoming possessed by some ugly demon.
I didn't think it was gonna work.
I guess it should be said right off the bat that we have a lot of questions.
A lot of questions.
This movie has a very rich mythology and a lot of hocus pocus type stuff.
But not a lot of explanation.
No. Well, okay, I guess the best way to do this is just to break it down. So
Okay.
we open over audio of domestic abuse.
Stop now. Stop.
Don't touch me! No!
Very weird 80-yard. Someone is clearly like slapping their leg in a sound booth and going, ah, ah, abuse. It's very strange.
Get over.
No!
Yes.
And we see the main character, Sarah,
Running.
and she runs to a phone booth and she doesn't call the police, but instead she calls her sister.
Sure.
Operator, please! This is an emergency!
It cuts to this weird party full of vapid rich people in way too much fabric. It's a lot of fabric.
It's like she's wearing the curtains and the bed sheets. Important thing that happens at the party is that Sarah's sister April receives a book from all black men.
It's full of all kinds of rituals from my country.
That's gonna come into play later.
Oh, rituals from Haiti. How enchanting.
Sarah basically comes in beaten to shit.
Stop letting her run to you every time that boyfriend of hers farts.
Richard, you have such a way with words.
April!
Girl is like beat.
Like, seriously.
Like-
Oh, what happened? Joel!
Why are you not taking her to a hospital? I am shocked she was able to run as far as she was. And the sister goes in the party and just, without explanation, goes,
I'm really sorry, everyone, but tomorrow morning comes very early.
and that's when we're introduced to Napoleon.
Hi, Carol. This is Napoleon.
Napoleon is the best character in the entire movie.
He has the little porn star mustache.
And the public masturbator trench coat.
Well, I was going to pay for it, April.
Good night, Napoleon.
Like, I would have loved an entire movie about Napoleon. Where did you get your trench coat? I need more wine to discuss this plot. This is not... You didn't bring enough. This isn't...
It's just not your day, is it?
So April lets Sarah stay with her while she recovers and everything, and
What do you mean it's not his fault?
she's got to stand up for herself, and she can't be so down on herself. And
There's
we
a
get this
lot
sort
of guilt, too. It's like... You... Like, there's this whole conversation where she's like...
a lot of victim shaming.
You need to stop this. And it's like...
When are you going to learn to stop taking the blame for everything?
Oh, no.
April does another good sisterly deed. You know, for her sister who's recovering from an abusive relationship, she leaves her a gun.
The next day... The abusive husband just shows up. And you think it's the boyfriend.
Listen, I told Richard to stop by and see how you're doing. Is that okay?
They do the abusive asshole boyfriend to the nth degree.
Hi, Richard. Bobby, what are you doing here?
Sarah, I need to talk to you. Sorry about yesterday. Everything happened so quick. I didn't have a chance to think.
They have this brief conversation where he's trying to make nice with her, but he very quickly just turns.
What the hell are you talking about? It's over.
It is
I-
uncomfortable.
You think it's easy living with you? You're not the dumb, drab, stupid broad. You understand that?
I know, what an asshole.
Just get out of there! Get out of here before I call the police!
And there's discussion of money.
Where's the money you've been saving?
Don't, Bobby. Please don't.
Where is it?
And then Richard shows up.
Richard shows up.
Nice guy Richard shows up. Who doesn't
Really do anything. He just
No.
goes, hey man.
What's going on?
Richard, Bobby's going out of his mind!
And then she basically decides she's going to take a bath.
And read a book on
Haitian
spells.
magic, which she just sort of like finds out in the open.
Burning candles for special wishes and desires. For health, wealth, love, and beauty. All these gifts can be yours.
You were mentioning this. You don't see the montage of her collecting the things that she needs for the
one of my
ritual.
favorite parts of these movies is when they go to they have the creepy scene where they go to the Wiccan store. And
you go to the occult shop.
Yeah, the occult shop, and the woman behind the counter is like, "Oh, be careful! These have high magical power." Red dinner candles.
Sister had everything in the pantry. And by the way, we're still unclear as to why she spread talcum powder.
Talcum powder! She takes a bottle of talcum powder!
Or Gold Bond, or
whatever it is.
Foot powder.
I don't know what it is. As a fan of Supernatural, we all know that it is sea salt that you use.
Iliakazune, I seek the inner...
And she starts off kind of nervous, and then from a period from 0 to 10 seconds...
Of my life. Iliakazune, 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 I seek the inner and outer beauty of my life. Iliakazune.
She's like, I don't know. Actually, I know exactly what I'm doing.
I don't know.
Iliakazune, 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 Iliakazune.
And then a disembodied specter comes
out of the mirror
and joins with her.
Which, can I say, I would not know it was an Egyptian queen had I not read the back of the box.
And then, boom, she is suddenly overtaken
She's
by...
a mega fox. The Egyptian queen came with moose.
Sarah becomes
Sora! Not to be confused with Sarah. Definitely a different person.
Yes.
Sora. And then decides to try on every outfit in her sister's wardrobe. But someone on the set was like, we need more hats. The hat budget in this movie must have been astronomical. And then she's like, what I need is some D. And so she goes...
So she hits the strip. And immediately starts hitting on the bartender.
You like what you see.
That's more of a question you should answer.
My leering eyes should be giving me away by now.
Every man in this movie is a horrible person.
How about a smooth shot of cognac?
Can I just say, as an ex-bartender myself, this guy fails my
He's
bartender exam.
Your treat.
My treat.
That is a very first drink, and you buy the drink for the girl?
Yeah.
She has the entire bar in the palm of her hand, because not only does she look good, and not only is she confident as all fuck, but she can play pool, and she can dance.
But mostly there's a lot of crotch shots. There's a lot of crotch shots. Like, uncomfortably amount.
The cameraman was perverted.
Jump cut to her in his car.
Yeah, which means
She
that
waited
unless he
until
closed the bar down early, she had to wait until the end of the night to go home with this guy.
Which, can we just say, is a mood killer.
Classy convertible here.
Yeah, Black Beauty's a classy lady, all right.
Him and her in his car, which he calls Black Beauty.
You hear the way she's purring? That's her way of showing off her performance capabilities to you.
And so she brings him back to her sister's place. She offers him a drink.
Yeah, how about some hot black coffee? Extra strong.
That comes in the morning.
You want me to be awake tonight?
The fact that man had ever seen a vagina in his life really upset me. Because he didn't deserve it.
How did you get this name,
Empress Sura.
I became the Empress Sura when I married the Emperor of Egypt.
I didn't know they had emperors in Egypt.
Whatever.
But he makes one fatal mistake.
Then- He just like goes up to the candles and touches it, and she goes, "Stay away from my candles!"
Sura goes white eyes.
She rips his throat out.
Yeah.
And I was there.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh shit!
That's the end of Bartender.
Yeah.
We wake up to the next morning.
She's still possessed by Sura at this point.
Again, we don't know for sure.
Damn. I should be an actress like April.
It's like she's Sarah and she's carrying on like everything's normal, but she still has this confidence, she still has this strength, she still has this, whatever kind of thing.
Okay, baby girl. Open your eyes and see for sure one last time.
So you get the impression that Sura is still back there somewhere. We go straight from that into another instance of Sura taking over and taking her out on the town.
She doesn't even walk into the bar. She walks like a foot into the bar and is like, "Hey."
Yeah, first guy she sees.
So, who is the Empress Sura I captured tonight?
It's Charles, Empress, and you can capture me forever.
The epitome of white boy dancing.
Whiter than sour cream dancing.
It is glorious.
Wow. I can't. This movie. This fucking movie.
This is a nice car.
Takes him home in the bartender's car.
And he goes, "This is a nice car." She goes, "It goes 0 to 70.
I'm not really sure. I just got her yesterday.
And they fuck.
I'm gonna try to drink around your cat's tail.
This is gonna be lovely for you to edit.
So he actually ends up making it the night.
He makes it. He gets to home base. He manages to get into the V.
And he makes the mistake.
So he grabs her lipstick, which, can I just say, if you're a guy and you sleep with a woman, if you write thanks on the mirror
In her lipstick.
it's not happening again.
Get away from my
He goes to rip his throat out, but she doesn't get it entirely. She just kind of like scratches at his throat because he's bleeding. And just as he's almost to the front door,
I will give this movie that if it had more eye stabbing and throat gouging, it would be tops.
Bobby comes over to raise shit again, but now he's not just dealing with Sarah, he's dealing with Sura.
And he starts by being like, "I'm sorry, baby."
I miss you, honey. Really, I do. I just thought I'd stop by and see how you're doing.
But she lights those red candles.
You're not trying to put one of those voodoo trips on me, are you? With them red candles?
Red candles stimulate the blood and make me feel strong and powerful.
You don't say. Well, I guess I come to the right place then. Because my blood definitely needs a little stimulation.
Bobby, would you just...
There's a bit of struggle. Suddenly she has the gun in her hand. And this was really confusing.
I did not understand anything that happened in this scene.
They struggle, the gun
She's
goes off, he goes down.
Ilyakazune, I seek the inner and outer beauty of my life. Ilyakazune, I seek the inner and outer beauty of my life.
But how did she shoot him in the back of the head?
You try to kill me. Just because I wanted to make love to you.
Make love to yourself, asshole.
She goes full Sura.
Come on, Sarah. Sarah, stop fooling around, man.
How does she kill him?
I don't remember. How does she?
She reaches into his chest.
This is the heart rip! If this movie had more of that, I would be all in.
Yeah. Sura gives up control to Sarah, just enough for Sarah to wander around the house.
Oh no, there's a closet full of bodies!
I think that's when Sister comes home.
Sarah, are you home?
She finds a bunch of burning candles in the bedroom.
You do what you have to, baby girl, to get yourself back in the fighting spirit.
She searches around the house and then she searches into the backyard.
Yard, and Sarah's there digging a grave.
What are you doing out here, baby girl? Bearing cattails and monkey nuts?
And Sarah goes, "Fuck you!" and hits her with a shovel. Sarah killed the sister.
Yeah, we were totally convinced that she just killed the sister.
You guys, no.
Oh, you hit me with the goddamn shovel.
I don't remember. It must have been an accident. Are you okay?
Like, what even is this movie?
And this is where the WTF meter really started going off the charts for this movie.
They're gone! They're gone! 2 bodies fell out of here! Bobby and some other man!
Sarah, there is no one in here.
What is going on?
You positive they were dead?
Richard!
I was conflicted because there were equal parts. This is a believable situation where people are really trying to figure out, okay, what is actually happening.
Totally.
Please believe me, I saw them with my own 2 eyes.
I think she's telling the truth. She probably buried them in the backyard. It looked like a grave that she was trying to cover up.
Okay!
It's never fully explained because there are times where Sarah is fully aware of the possession and times where she's not.
What happened after you shot Bobby?
I went to the dressing table.
You went to the dressing table? You shot Bobby and went to the dressing table?
She never talks about the bartender. She never talks about Pink Shirt.
She doesn't remember burying the bodies.
She doesn't remember lighting the candle.
We're trying to get you to remember everything before the police get a hold of you. First you say you shot Bobby and you went to the dressing table. Now you say you found another body and went to the dressing table?
But so we kind of getting to the bottom of this. So they've figured out that Sarah does not have full recollection.
Are we going to call the police this morning?
What a novel concept. But they don't, of course.
They don't call the police.
I don't know. A part of me thinks that we should just leave them buried in the backyard.
That's the most logical thing anyone said in this entire movie.
Who is gonna believe a crazy story like this?
And so at one point in their conversation, somebody says the magic words, "Hey."
What we need right now is someone who knows how to deal with these things.
Who knows how to deal with evil spirits floating out of mirrors?
I know it's going to sound stupid, but why don't we just look in the yellow pages?
The yellow pages.
Oh, here's something. Spiritual consoles.
Here's Madame Julie.
Miss Mary, Spirits of Diana, John Smith.
John Smith.
And as soon as she hears the name
John
John Smith,
Smith,
Sarah's
goes,
like, John
Smith.
Call him.
That's it.
Look, just call John Smith. His name sounds normal enough.
When you have a movie with an evil demon possessing somebody and you call in an expert, usually you see like an old woman with a lot of jewelry and stuff and weird things in her hair and she has some kind of shawl and she's talking in some East European accent or some...
The intro for our psychic for this movie is a close-up on a bicycle.
Tennis shoes.
And a white water bottle.
And a white plastic water bottle.
And he's great because he's literally in a sweatshirt and he's like, I'm gonna beat this witch.
Hi. Oh, John Smith's the name and spirits are my game.
You got a ghost? I ain't afraid of no ghost. How you doing? I'm John Smith.
This is like...
It's great.
May I come in? There's very little time left.
They definitely did a good job of swerving the audience in giving us the least likely and the least stereotypical witchcraft expert.
Okay. Whoever you are, we are not going to let you take Sarah. Set her free!
And then I honestly, I cannot remember what happens.
Well, this is where things get really convoluted.
They get really, the ending gets weird.
They join hands and they light the blue candles and they're performing some kind of ceremony out in the living room. Meanwhile, in the bedroom, Sarah is summoning Sura again. And honestly, the next thing I remember is lightning bolts out of the fingers into the eyes. April has the gun.
April, you don't want to kill your baby girl now, do you? Give me the gun.
Because she's pointing her fingers like a gun.
Gun.
And as she points it at her head, April points the gun at her head.
Oh, right.
But then she points it at Richard.
Richard.
And shoots Richard.
Shoots Richard.
And that's when the police show up.
Drop the gun, lady. Drop it.
And then Zool zaps... Sura.
No,
Sura.
let's call her Zool for the rest.
Zool zaps them with electricity from her fingers.
Yes.
April shoots Zool.
Zool. Oh no, I killed Sarah. But then suddenly...
Zool shows up in a different room. The appearance of Zool shows up in the mirror, so he paints it black, and he's like,
Gotcha.
Why didn't you paint the mirror black as soon as you got into the house?
As soon as you got there.
Did you stop her?
Oh, yeah. Won't be bothering you anymore.
Richard's not dead. Sarah's not dead. No one you thought was dead was dead. It's all fake.
I told you it was fake blood, but did you have to wear my best nightgown?
Well, send me the dry cleaning bill.
And they got blanks and fake blood and
then
put on this whole thing.
Your plan really worked. She actually believed that Sarah was dead.
And they called the police ahead of time
and
because they were in on it.
The police knew.
Look, one of you guys is going to have to come down to the station with us to make a report.
There's a broken... I can't remember how one of the mirrors gets broken, but they break one of the mirrors. And they put the broken mirror in the box, and then the painted mirror in the box, and they hand it to the police.
Lock her up and throw away the key.
You got it.
And their version of lock this up and throw the key is throwing it in a dumpster. And the last scene in the movie is a homeless woman scratching off the black paint and going, ugh, putting it in the cart, and then ominous music playing. And that's the fucking end of the movie.
That was Mirror of Death from 1987.
That was time I'll never get back is what it was.
The big question.
Yep.
Would you recommend Mirror of Death to anyone? And if so, who would you recommend this to?
If you are like me and you like getting drunk with groups of friends and watching bad movies, I would recommend it. If you enjoy cinema as an art form and you like good films, then I wouldn't recommend it. Like, it is worth it purely for John Smith, Napoleon, and All Black Man.
There's the potential for real schlock greatness in this movie.
Totally.
I mean, the gore was well done.
It was actually, it's like, as
for
a...
however low budget this movie was,
The heart ripping, the throat ripping. If you are a horror fan and you just want that gore satisfaction,
it was well done, but I think we can both agree not enough.
Not enough. If it had just gone 110% and gone, fuck it, tits all the way, all gore all the time, I probably would have loved it.
We have a Wiccan ceremony from a Haitian spell book that evokes
an Egyptian queen.
Whatever.
The lead actress.
Fantastic.
Good job.
Damn, you're looking good, Sarah. Ilukazune.
She does a fantastic job of going from meek beat up
Yes.
to suddenly sex pot.
Goodbye, Sarah.
So she has many layers in this movie to play between, and she has to play the confusion. So good job by Julie Merrill. Hopefully you went on to do more things. Not a strong recommendation, but if you happen upon it, it's good for a chuckle.
I agree. If you're a horror fan and you like a heart ripped out every once in a while, it'll give you a chuckle or two.
It's not a satisfying movie, but it's got some entertainment value to it.
What are you doing out here, baby girl? Bearing cattails and monkey nuts?
Oh, you hit me with the goddamn shovel.
It's just not your day, is it?
John Smith's the name, and spirits are my game.
Now, as I mentioned, Tayler is vivacious and talented, and some of you may know her by her stage name, Tayler Made, burlesque star here in Vancouver. Tayler, I believe you have a show coming up.
I do. I'm a member of Geekenders. It's a fantastic local nerdlesque troupe in the city. We have The Lust Jedi coming up May 4th, 5th, and 6th at the Rio Theater. Hashtag save the Rio.
Like, share, subscribe, all that usual stuff. I had a lot of fun tonight. It was great watching this interesting
movie.
Bit of cinema with you tonight. Tayler, thank you for putting me up for tonight.
Thank
Cheers
you
again.
very much.
Support local theater, support bad movies, support VCRs, and support BC wineries.
BC Wine.
Cheers, everybody. We'll see you next time.